Welcome. I've been making manga/comics for a few years now, and it's about time I document it. I've been enjoying watching game devlogs recently from solo developers, seeing how they sometimes go from a zero skill set to a finished product. And while I'm not quite at zero, I definitely want to involve the audience and show off everything as it gets done. Now the book in question, it's going to be a post-apocalypse action story. I had actually started it as a silent chase scene, but slowly it's been evolving into way more than the 40 pages I had done in a weekend on a whim. Before I get into the art too deeply, let me expand upon some of the influences for the story. First of all, and most obvious of all, are the Mad Max movies, especially Fury Road. Their influence has not only been visual, but I've taken a lot of cues from George Miller, who is a fan of what I'm a fan of, which is silence in movies and letting the acting do the talking, except in my case, I have to be the one to draw all the acting. This mindset is one I share with a lot of my favorites, where it lets the audience get to have some fun while they're watching a movie and not just be told everything. This is a technique employed not only in movies, but also in manga a lot, and very occasionally American, which is why I'm calling this a manga rather than comics, because the influence I'm taking into it is certainly more manga focused. Some of the manga that I think enjoy the benefits of this very hard technique to pull off would be Akira, Ghost in the Shell, not in terms of the character as much, but more the world building, where you're fly on the wall and you have to keep up if you're gonna keep reading. Someone else who does this in all of their work, basically, would be Nihei, creator of Blam, Abra, my personal favorite, as well as Knights of Sidonia, and he's working on a new series now that I haven't yet read, but it's supposed to be quite good. In terms of art, I'm going to be leaning into the rougher line art and more distortion in figures and movement to try to sell them better. Kind of like an animation, the very funky looking and smeary figures that really sell and have impact when you watch them. Dandadan and Heart Gear are some of the things I've come across while working on this that kind of solidified my ideas once I was already in the trenches and helped me push more towards that goal. The story is going to start out a lot like how it was conceived, just as a chase scene, but as you move through it, you're going to get more meaty bits of story, learn more about the characters, not only our main character, but the people pursuing him, and what it's like living in a world without laws and no one that can really keep you safe. Right now I'm sitting at 110 pages of penciled art, which seems like a lot, but once I hit my goal of about 150, I'm not sure. It depends how the action scenes play out. But once I hit that number, I'm gonna have to go back through and really tear through it and get rid of as much fat as I can, or add character moments, which might mean taking from other things, just to make it more satisfying for the readers. And I expect that to take a little bit, but once I get through with that, I'm gonna be inking away. Once I'm through, I will be adding some screen tone. Hopefully I don't get too lost in the sauce with that. Just know I'm gonna be uploading more devlogs of this type, manga devlogs, whatever I figure out in the title. I'll be doing some book reviews of the stuff I like, video essays, if anything becomes too meaty, but feel free to give recommendations down below if you feel simpatico with the kinds of things I like, and I'll see you next video.